All right, it's 11 o'clock. Name's Jay Gann. PPAC Safety and Security Subcommittee is brought to order. Let's stand. Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Signing.
Roll call. Shall we start? Laura?
Laura Leroy, Gateway.
Jay Gann, Safety and Security.
Ted Crawford, committee member. J.T. Morbida. Lonnie Yankee, PPAC.
Eric Dragon, PPCA.
And Andrews, PPAC. Bob Gephardt, GSCD.
Which Carver, Safety and Security Subcommittee.
Lynn Zimmerman. Security Subcommittee.
Jennifer Nisnoff, Safety and Security Subcommittee.
CC Haas, Safety, whatever we are.
Okay. Do you have any public comments? Okay. First item. We have approval of minutes.
So these are the PTACs.
Yeah, the reason those are on there is because you guys had more than one slip in there, so.
Yes.
That's why.
Yes.
I make a motion to approve both the PPAC minutes of February 12th and the Safety and Security minutes of March 26th.
Do we have a second?
I'll second Ted Crawford.
All in favor?
Aye.
right.
I have a couple of little
You got
references on their line items that
Okay.
didn't really jive, I don't think. If you could please bring that.
So you'll have
This is
to,
CC Haas.
because they were just approved as submitted, so you'll have to undo that. You need to bring that up before you guys vote.
Well,
So,
there was no offer for discussion.
okay.
Yeah. You know what?
my fault.
I accept it. Let them go. They're fine.
We can,
They're
it's
fine.
okay, we can fix it. You can just send them over to Georgia, we'll take care of it.
Okay. I mean,
Okay, sorry, I probably jumped.
they're all minor things. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
All right, next item is financial report. All right.
Didn't make it better.
One item I did see and brought up to Laura was on the,
Sorry,
Yeah.
you're stuck with me now. You're on the committee anyway, so.
okay.
There you go.
One item I noticed that was, and I mentioned it to Laura, on the R&M sidewalks. That was taken off. Okay. Does anybody have any questions on the rest? Budget so far.
This is Peggy.
Peggy.
Laura, can you confirm if the reserves on here are the audited reserves?
Yes, they are.
Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah, everything is, all the financials that you'll see for March, for everything Pelican, well, and Gateway's side of it, utilities, everything is the audited. If there's reserves, that is the final audited amount. All of the journal, the budget amendment was done too, so there'll be some changes to the budget potential for the April financials. Those were approved in April for fiscal 26, but the reserves are correct.
Can I just ask one other quick? This is Dixie, another question. I heard Peggy. Anyone else online, just for the,
Oh, anyone else online? Peggy Hall
besides Peg?
besides? Okay.
Okay, just checking. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any questions on this? We'll probably reference it back when we get to the budget discussion for 2027. Okay, next item. Okay. Project status.
I guess
There it is.
since I'm new to these,
We usually go by the upgraded status.
I know the final walkthrough was done at the end of March. There was some outstanding issues. The lists were provided to FPL. I know we've had some issues with some of the irrigation pedestals and electricity for them as well. There's still some poles that need to be taken out. And Ed, you can fill in anything I missed.
Yeah,
This is your.
I think they got all the poles out.
I know Bentley's got some stuff. I have a quote here from Bentley to do some electrical work as a result of
Yeah,
the project.
we'll be discussing that. It's in, when is that? Yeah, it's later. It's 8C. So what we got left is, tree trimming, sod placement in the center updated.
7A, room 7A.
They've completed all the removals. There's a landscaping, was just reviewing. We need to do tree trimming. We identified Jay and I went out and identified about 80 trees that needed some level of tree trimming, some a little, some a lot. And landscaping, basically went through the landscaping. They had some concerns that many trees were being, we've had complaints that the trees block some of the lighting on the streets and on the sidewalks. People were complaining about safety from the sidewalk lighting. That other people are complaining that you trim the trees too much will eliminate shade, which isn't necessarily a safety issue. But anyway, landscaping is going to go out and identify some of those trees or the stakes that they have questions whether or not tree trimming is really needed or not. We'll try to maybe reduce the amount of tree trimming. They also had a proposal to do sod replacements in the areas where the poles were put in and that. And Mark is getting a second bid because he felt at the sod that Ameriscape proposed was astronomically more than needed. So they're giving an alternative proposal.
Okay.
Whether or not those come out of the landscaping budget or hit our line repair and maintenance budget.
All right.
Yeah, I know,
That was
like,
quick.
when we did ours, everything came against the project because it was all cost of doing the project. But the pole removals aside, whatever they had to do to fix, it was all for the full project.
Okay. All right. I believe we have another gentleman attending.
Pen.
Yes. Your name, sir?
Rich Cosner,
Richard who?
Cosner, COSNER.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, that one, traffic studies, Rich, you want to do your?
Yeah.
So far we only have 4 officers, which was always going to show up the last minute, so we'll get our 6 in. Just of interest, just in the last 2 reports, been an average of 4 stops, these verbal warnings, that's written warning and citations. They were called, if one of our officers are here and there's a general call that comes in, they will break away, so they have to see another vehicle. But for the car that was parking, that was not labeled handicap, parking in a handicapped space, so they got to be fat citation. So, and then the other thing about that was of note. There were, yeah, well, basically that's it. It's pretty consistent.
Can I?
4 or so, some up to 6 cases, so there's written and or verbals. They distinguish whether they're written or verbal. And they also give a little.
By written,
Sure.
a fine.
So it's all, a citation is fine.
This,
All right.
Cece, I have a question about that.
Yep.
So if the cops were involved, wouldn't a handicapped space be on town center property that is not gateway? And how is that worked out?
I have asked that question to the coordinator.
I mean, I like
I
the.
just wonder
Janelle
where it was
people,
located.
But,
It was in that, oh, I should, didn't say, it was in, clubhouse.
Oh, the clubhouse.
It was at the clubhouse.
so somebody must have called.
Somebody.
Someone called, yeah. someone
Oh, all right.
called.
Okay.
So, You made a note of that,
Just was curious as to.
because they don't. come
Sure.
outside the club.
Oh,
So
Okay.
that's not an unusual phenomenon that they're here on duty and they'll get an emergency call, so tell them to go take it and maybe something. But
Okay.
Okay.
that was an interesting one.
Got a question. Was it 2 existing units? Are they being shipped or whatever to,
Oh, the two that
Convert.
are out for conversion.
Conversion.
solar. Yeah, we haven't received them yet. And Paul told me the other day that he was following up.
okay,
So
Will those new units, the replacements, I know they're not going to be the LED or something, a different type of illumination, but will they be flashing as well?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
not?
yeah, they
They
flash.
will.
I
Like the
set
others.
the level that they get flashed. And on the 30-mile-an-hour, they start blinking at 35, 40.
Okay,
You'll see the flash camera working.
okay, I just wasn't clear.
Yeah,
Okay.
they are.
Okay. Yep, and so that was those 2 things. The pressure washing that's on here, there's no update. We'll just talk about that. Let me do budget because I did put a line in there for that. So there's really no update because you had talked about not doing anything with about that until next fiscal year.
Which thing is next fiscal year?
The
pressure washing.
Okay, thank you.
item 14.
I got it.
Item 16, we're gonna discuss later. Let's see.
Oh, that's in there?
Yeah, there's a touch attack item. It's,
Oh, okay. I thought the last was just
Nope, that one's in there. The roundabout redesign, the bid, we should have that sometime this month. We'll put that out for you.
My understanding was it's gonna be this week.
Okay,
It has to be this week to get it back in time for May,
sure. I can
or
get-
May meeting. The bids on the striping and the. Oh.
I am now no, he's still at the same job. It's just that he's very overworked. Well, he's got a lot on his plate right now with all the projects and everything. And so since I had worked with safety and security so much in the past, I have to take it back. So, you'll have me for your meetings going forward. So he and I are still, he's still doing all the projects, just he's public works, but I just wanted, it was something he could get off his plate. So
Okay,
Okay,
he's still actively involved in all of your projects and all of that. So don't, they can do that. I'll just be the one here doing the meetings going forward.
okay.
And he and I will work together to make sure that I'm up to speed on all the stuff.
Right.
Um,
Next is the street sign replacements. Yeah, till we get these other projects in and just see what we've got on monies this summer.
It's replacing existing signs. Isn't that a reserve item? I mean, there should be reserves set aside.
you guys are at refund, because you're already over budget on that line.
And this was this,
The end of the year to see if there's gonna be some money that would go forward into reserves that we can tap into before the end of the year, so. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until next year.
yeah, and it's about 9,000, I think, and it was unexpected.
It will be done. Somebody hits one or an unexpected, unplanned replacement of the sign.
Yeah, that's our goal, to try to get it in this budget year.
I know what happens with your road project.
Sure.
Um,
The next, missed billing.
I really don't have an update on that. We're still working through that with them. There's a couple of them, they could not prove that they actually did the work.
Okay.
And so they just wrote them off. So we've paid one so far, of the 4. And 2 we wrote off, I think. And then this last one, we're still trying to work through with them. We gave them a deadline. I think it was the end of this month to produce whatever they needed to produce. And if they can't, then we're just gonna say, no, sorry.
And the one that was paid, where did it go? In other words, what budget line?
I don't remember. It went against engineering, I think, because that's where it was originally. It was either engineering or that project line. I don't remember off the top of my head. That was like $5,000-6,000. It wasn't a big one.
All right.
Then as you all know, the LED golf crossing signs are put back.
Yeah,
regular.
You did that.
Yeah, that's done. That'll come off. We just want to make sure because you had voted on it at your last meeting, just to like give you that it was done, because that happened since you met last. And then the bridge inspection, that's on here too. There's emails going back and forth between Paul and them, and I think he's meeting them tomorrow.
That's why I wasn't on this.
Yep, he's meeting with them tomorrow, so. That's what-
Any questions? Okay. Oh, okay.
You guys. So, Mr. Ha.
My name is two A's, just in case anybody.
I don't here now. I thought that looked weird.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, that looks like Haas.
Yes, with no S.
Okay, all right. My time's up. My time's up.
You both decided, so thank you for that. So we just need to have a formal recommendation from the subcommittee to accept their re-upping, and then I will pass that along to PPAC at their next meeting for their confirmation.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to make a motion to accept their wanting to stay, unless y'all want to get rid of them, then it's okay, that's up to you.
Okay, this is Jennifer. I'll make a motion to approve both Jay and Cece's application to continue on with the committee.
Lynn Zimmerman, second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
All right, thank you very much.
Carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, I think.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Wiser.
Wiser.
Mhm.
All right, so we went back and forth with the attorney and we were just looking for the draft motor vehicle lease agreement for your approval. Obviously, it's subject to final legal review. To the best of my knowledge, Wiser they're okay with it. Our lawyer is okay with it. I did get an updated version very late last night, with just some nits in it, so I didn't bother to pull it up. But I guess the next thing that we'll need to decide, which we can talk about during the budget discussion, is what kind of vehicle. We proposed the Maverick. You don't have to get a Maverick. We just proposed the Maverick because we felt that little truck would be nice for them to have. So that way they've got that, and it's not a huge vehicle. And it's only like $30,000 under that. So the cost wasn't bad, but we just wanted your approval to move forward to follow the process, present the lease, have them sign off on the lease, and get them a vehicle and get moving on this.
Question.
We're buying the vehicle.
Yes, in order for them to drive, the lease is,
It's not really.
we're basically like an enterprise for Wiser. So the lease is for Wiser to be able to drive the vehicle because it's owned by the district. So it's like, it's a lease and air quotes. No, we're buying the vehicle. The district is purchasing the vehicle. In order for Wiser to drive it, we have to have this.
Okay, I wouldn't call it a lease.
It is.
There's no money involved.
Right.
Okay.
$1.
It's yeah, it's $1. Yeah, it's $1. I think it's $1. Yeah,
It's
It's
$1.
$1. You had to put $1 on it. It couldn't be zero, so it's $1.
But in the end, we're paying for it.
Yes,
That's
we're
what's-
purchasing the vehicle. We own the vehicle. There is no actual lease to buy or lease on the vehicle itself. This is just in order for Wiser to be able to legally drive the vehicle and have the coverage that they need and to protect the district. We need to have the lease.
Okay.
It's just like when you rent a car.
So then who provides the insurance on the vehicle?
They do and we do. We have it through our fleet, but they're ultimately responsible if something happens. So that's part of this whole agreement, lays out what they need to have for insurance. And we work this through Tony and our insurance agent, and so everybody is good with what's here.
All right, I got a few questions. Vehicle available 24 hours,
It stays here.
stays here. So they've got it day and night.
Just like the one is now, it's here. That is a Wiser Pelican vehicle.
And there is a stipulation on how far they can travel.
Right.
We can set all that up, yeah, that would be parameters that we can build into the terms for it, like, because it'll be a Ford and I'll loop it into our Verizon Connect system. I will be able to see where they drove, how fast they drove. All of that, we'll be able to monitor all of that, and we can set up geo fences. So if you don't want them, I mean, obviously they're gonna have to get gas, so they're gonna have to leave the community at some point, but we can set up perimeters and then different severities of alerts based on where they go within those perimeters. So then we can work through, once we actually get the vehicle, to set the geofencing up is, that's just an administrative task.
Well, if we do that, then the agreement has to change, doesn't it? Because in there it said something about within 10 miles, unless it had to go get,
Right, and then that's what
Maintenance.
we'll set it. We'll set it at 10 miles, so if they would leave that,
Okay.
then we would know.
Right.
okay.
So why wouldn't that just be now? Why does that need another discussion if they're basic terms and it already says 10 miles or whatever? I don't understand why this can't be part of the initial, this is CC.
It is, that is part of the lease. I didn't have a chance to read through the whole thing, so I just.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, it's already.
Okay,
And I understand it's like
Agreed to put it on the long-term plan. Vehicle in 8 years.
Yep,
8 years.
That's the
Okay,
standard.
slow down.
I know that's about when we start running into a lot of maintenance issues and start
Right.
putting a lot of money into the vehicles is around the 8-year part.
Mhm.
So we'll add that into the capital improvement plan for you guys at the 8-year.
And Weiser's contract ends, what, the end of 27?
7, I believe, yes.
If they don't get the renewal, if we go with a different
It's-
company, they'll just transfer over to the new company.
But to be used by whoever you have doing your security. So that's the nice thing too, that way there's no gap.
Okay.
okay.
Wait, Jen?
Sure.
I have one question, which may not be a fair one since you haven't had a chance to read all this. But in there, it had requirements for the P-PERT, they're calling them volunteers, but P-PERT volunteers. Who's working with P-PERT to make sure that they know that?
Chelsea was working with them.
Okay.
She had it on there, so.
Okay.
I saw the emails going back. and
That's
forth.
fine, I don't need the details. I just want to make sure that, because I know they're doing some personnel updates, changes. Okay.
And hurricane season is coming.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
usually we have those forms they sign off on every year, so we'll just include that as part of that when they do that.
Okay, terrific.
Now, as I read it, the preferred volunteer would have access to that vehicle if it gets to
The point where Weiser's no longer
the
here.
point where Weiser's no longer.
Take control of that.
Then we'll call us the Corvette.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what are your?
Okay. The next page, just read.
All right. Do you know if you can?
So this one for a motion?
Yeah.
Is to motion to continue to approve it. All right. Any more other questions?
Resolution of the outstanding terms and authorize that to proceed.
All right. Any other questions, concerns, comments? Okay. Do we have a motion
CC makes a motion to
approved?
approve the draft, exactly those words.
This is Jennifer, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right.
Okay. Decommissioning of unused electrical infrastructure. Oh,
I'm going to speak to this.
yeah, this was unexpected, wasn't it? It wasn't in the original.
Yeah, and as part of street lighting, you know, that was all CDD property. FPL basically removed the lights. We now have the infrastructure that was actually feeding the lights, some of the switches and things at 5 or 6 different locations. So we just need to remove some of that equipment, get it disconnected from FPL. And remove the equipment so that it's no longer used and it's not in there. You know, so it's just another part of the project that just has to be taken care of. It wasn't part of the FPL removal process. So we have to have that.
I think they were things that we discovered as they were going through. I think it was stuff that they found as they were going through. I don't think we realized that those things were, well, you knew, but I don't think FPL knew.
Responsibility
Yes.
to do some of that. It's just, that's,
They were doing housekeeping,
and
house
we
cleaning.
knew we were gonna have to do that.
That bid is $14,600.
There may be a few extra costs from FPL because there's a couple of transformers that will be removed that I'm sure they should bill us for, but they're not.
So we gotta identify a funding source. Shouldn't it go to
I would think it would go through the project.
Streetlight maintenance.
street light maintenance?
Yep.
Okay. Miss,
Oh, it's got a nice map.
Okay.
7
All right.
locations.
I'm going back to the budget from earlier today.
Some of them just disconnected from existing meters and some.
Streetlight
Yeah. so it's just gonna make a bigger
I think
negative.
it's R&M streetlights is where it would go. Which is
R&M
the project.
streetlights.
I got it. I see.
All right.
Oh, well, we're in the hole.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you had money that you're.
Yes, we're in the hole.
Yeah. Right.
The expenses didn't hit until this year.
I was just looking to see, oh, do we
No.
have enough money for next year? No.
Any other questions, concerns?
Can we put this off to next year and build it into the budget? Is it built
It
into the
needs, it
budget?
needs to get done now. You can't really.
You can't,
stick this
okay.
into it.
Yeah, probably liability.
This is Peggy. Just want to just
Before we
remind you guys that
Peggy
you
Hall?
have, yes, thank you.
Go ahead.
We did anticipate that this project was going to have unforeseen expenses. So I would not worry that you're going to be over budget amongst singular lines. We can adjust on that. Plus you have a little bit of unspent carryover. So don't sweat that.
Okay, yeah, I'm not
Okay.
concerned.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right, Peggy, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
That's my issue.
Well, I make a motion that we have approved the Bentley Electric proposal for the electric decommissioning streetlight project.
Seconded by CC.
All in favor?
I have a question. I don't think it's that important, but I wanted to ask.
Sure.
On item number 4, identify and label all remaining circuits with existing panels to clearly indicate function and purpose. Number 5, let me see here. On number 5, cut and cap conduits below grade is required. Backfill and restore disturbed areas to grade upon completion. Does that mean they're going to be replacing the sod too?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what the restorer
That's
is.
fine. I just didn't want that coming up later.
Yep.
So,
If it, whatever was there, it'll be put back the way it was before
Good, thank you.
if it was dirt, it'll be dirt. If it was mulch, it'll be mulch. If it was sod, it'll be sod.
got it, thanks.
All right.
I actually I had asked on my budget stuff for last, I would like to take this out of order so that we do the budget last because you're talking about spending things, so, I would like to go to E first if we could.
Yeah, test check, final design.
You are looking
Look,
at
at the nice pictures.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Oh, my goodness.
There's a lot to
All
follow.
right.
I had to compare it to Google Maps to keep straight in my head, which, I mean,
Sure, you almost had to go back to like C201, C204.
it was an overview, but for some reason it
Right.
was easier for me to have to two panels open or what.
Oh, yeah, it's hard when you only have the one page sometimes.
Yeah, so I had
Here's
Google
the-
Maps open on one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the legend.
Yeah, Ed Hedges, myself, Paul Flores, and Tetra Tech Engineering. The final meeting to go over to make sure that it, matched the permit. That
Oh, good.
permit for all the bike striping and so forth. So,
I'm excited for you guys to get this done.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people who live here are too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What was the request?
I think it was just an informational.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I'm like, I didn't think they could do anything about it. So.
It's good for the committee to see. Does anybody have any questions, concerns about the?
Does this have the pricing?
It wasn't in there. I didn't.
No,
Should print that out. No, it doesn't have it included in that,
it's not in the agenda.
but it's on the email.
The only question I had, the only question I had was on some of the signs, whether or not, I thought we were, staff is gonna, some of the signs that were in the bid document and the pricing or whatever, so. Because we pulled out some signs, we should have posts and things that we should be able to use.
Oh, okay, okay. I can follow up with Paul with that. Find out.
Mentioned not doing the signs, that we would do those
Okay.
separately, but
I think normally they just put the whole thing in there and then we can just say, no, we're not gonna do this, no, we're gonna, because that way, if you change your mind, then we don't include it. It's a little bit more complicated.
Hang on. I don't have copies. No, I don't have it with me. I've got a copy of it, but I've also got a copy of the other, but I don't have the one with the bid sheet, the final.
And that's the cost of the project.
The project was broken down by line item,
Okay.
by different, different
Uh-huh.
striping and so forth.
Okay.
The mill and repave. the
Mill and
sweeping,
repave.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
all right. Whoops, I went the wrong way. Oh. I went backwards.
Paul said that should go out this week, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I stressed to him, it's got to go out this week, to get it back before, the 30 days before the May meeting. So we can approve. If not, it would go into the end of June, then go into
Oh,
July.
here.
We don't want that.
What's that?
Yeah, that was one that was in there.
That's for me, okay. I didn't want to include, I normally don't include these, let's go back, I'll go to the beginning. All right. My finger is going very fast. Okay, so this is where the vehicle, and you can see that's down here, it's the bottom line, the vehicle for the heating house. So that's on there for $30,000 for next year, and then that'll be out in 2035, so 8 years, 2034. Or to be replaced then, so we'll make sure that we include that in there. This hasn't, I don't think this changed at all from what you guys had last time, so. This is based on, you had made some changes to your budget during your meeting last time for the capital, for the sidewalks and stuff, so that's all reflected here. I did update that sheet based on what you guys talked about during your meeting the last time. So then to get into the meat of it. This is the whole fucking budget. Need all be in there. This part. All right.
Yeah, right there. I noticed that, we had 360,000 in for the first line. Like it's 345 now.
Yep, we took out that's the vehicle.
15,000 on the vehicle.
But then we won't be paying Wiser that money anymore. That's why, because that's the money that goes to Wiser. And they won't be billing for the vehicle anymore, so I removed that because that will no longer be part of the contract.
All right.
So this should reflect everything that you talked about the last time. I have the pressure
Right.
washer in yellow because that's a new item for
Yeah,
this year.
line.
And that was based on, the quotes that we got last October. I think I padded it a little bit because I think by 10% because, I just figured they're not gonna hold that price for a whole year. I know, especially with
Right.
everything the way it's been.
Right.
But you can see your R&M streetlights is down. I do have to verify that streetlights total that is
Right.
the least electricity and all of that. But I'm pretty confident that that should be okay. Like 99% confident. But I'll give these all the final
A
pass.
lot of the lines,
So,
they're
I'd
down.
rather- High, 'cause we can always bring them down.
Or the capital outlay, this is the capital outlay roads, you got 200,000. That was assuming 100,000 was paid
Right.
back for the 100. But what if we don't have to borrow that 100?
Then you can take that, I mean, you can move that.
Should that
The
be?
bottom line, I mean, for now, the bottom line is okay until after June. You can finalize this before it gets to we'll know better before we actually
So
adopt
if we need.
the budget. You've got the 100 down inside the plan right here.
So in the final, we could move that 100,000.
Up here, make it be three. Absolutely. Yep.
Right.
So I mean, the total isn't changing, so it's the logistics of what line it goes on, but as long as the total doesn't change, at this point, I prefer to err on the side of caution. And anything that you think, I would rather put it in for a little more than you think it's gonna need, we can always pare it back. But once the board sees this and they approve it in June, you can't add anything to it. You can move things around as long as your total doesn't change, you can't add, it can't increase.
Reduce, can't add the total.
Yes,
Right.
so that 1132 on the bottom, you can move that around however you want inside there once they approve it, but you can't increase it. It can go down, but it can't go up.
Because the, 200,000, it might be tight on what we want to do for next year, especially not knowing oil prices, which is part of
Sure.
the asphalt. And
I'm guessing this project will help once you guys once we get the bids and we figure out where it's at, that will give you a better idea of one, where you're gonna stand with money at the end of this year, and then two, what you'll have for next year to do your projects. But you
Yes.
have the full 300 in there, you just have it parsed out to pay back 100 of it right now, but should you decide to, you can choose to not pay it back and just use the whole three. It's up to you, just as long as your total doesn't change.
Yeah, I know it's difficult. I mean, from my perspective, looking at the budget numbers and looking back and looking forward, it's hard to get a good feel about it with these projects that aren't in.
Right.
We're tight.
Yes, yeah, I mean, we have the engineer's estimates, but sometimes they're way off, high or low, so until we actually get the bids and see what it looks like, I think that'll help, and we have time, we still have some time, so. You have your next month's meeting, which hopefully we should have back, because the board won't be approving this until the beginning of June.
Okay.
And if I see any concerns, I mean, I will certainly raise that flag sooner than later, once that starts to come in, so.
I appreciate it.
I watch over the whole thing, so everybody, not just you. I'm actually in the process of transitioning all of our workbooks into the budget form that's going to the board in 2 weeks, so.
Okay.
That's why when we start looking at next year, when we figure out what roads we want
Yep,
to go get started, especially if Tetra Tech has to be involved, get started early.
yeah,
So that we get, like we wanted to this year, but they didn't. And so that we know, have a better handle going into the budget season. What some of those costs.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So there shouldn't really, this is more just to firm up that I covered everything that you discussed
We
the last
discussed.
time. I didn't change anything except what you requested and what we talked about
Yeah.
during the meeting last time. So there should not be any surprises in this budget.
We've also got some things to think about, what's the price of, the inspections, since we're still developing that.
Sure.
And
And that would go on.
if they find something, what's the repair costs, so forth.
Again, that based on what happens on tomorrow, we may need to bump that up if we see that it's gonna cost more
Okay.
than you thought. So that's where that would go. So as of right now, this should reflect everything that you guys talked about at your last meeting.
Comments? All right.
Oh, I do need to know,
Oh,
since it's the budget, I
sorry.
do need to know what kind of vehicle you want. Do you want us to move forward with the Maverick? That's what we were assuming, but you know, I'll know what
That's what we
assuming
said.
does, so, yep. Okay, just confirming, so we'll move ahead with that.
Well, it's not up to me, but that
I
is.
thought that that's
I-
what you had talked about. You decided to go with a vehicle, but I didn't remember you making a decision on exactly.
Exactly which one. It might, that my vehicle, kind of like a small,
Laura,
might come in handy.
we generally.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Sorry?
Generally get very good price with Sam Galloway, is that
Yeah,
correct?
we get the government pricing. We have the government contract pricing.
And that's one of the reasons we're consistently going with Galloway.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't really matter. It's Ford. It's not Galloway. It's just Ford in general. We get the government pricing from them. But they are very easy for us to work with. They handle everything for us, including registering the vehicle, which because we have the state plates, we can't do, it's a pain. We just pay them $225 and they take care of everything. So they do all the paperwork. They just mail us the plate and we slap it on the vehicle and we're good to go. So we found them very easy to work with. They'll deliver it. They bring it right up. And we don't even have to go pick it up. We just tell them, yep, we want it. We check it out. We sign off. I hand them a check and they drive back to Naples and we're good. So they make it very easy.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
I do have a question, not on this, but, do you have any more questions on this item?
No, that's
Okay.
good, thanks.
Sure. All right. For staff update, sorry, I skipped it. There was the next item in here. Really, the only update is just what I had told you that I will be running the meetings going forward. So anything that you have for this, if you could just make sure that you copy or send to me and Paul, so that we're both on page, anything safety, security related, just send it to both of us,
Got it.
because we'll be tag teaming me. He'll be doing the stuff in the background and I'll be the face. So we'll work on everything together.
All right.
Isn't that double our administrative cost for your travel time and false start?
No, you're not getting charged for it flat out. You're just paying a flat fee for everybody, so,
That changed this budget year.
yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a,
I'm already pretty involved anyway, so now it just makes it official for me to be here every month, so.
Rich Clutter.
Great.
Did, Paul passed to you whenever your transition took place, the request, and the quote that was sent to us for the keys for the monitors?
Keys for the monitors. I saw something for keys.
Keith is who?
It was,
Is that company?
for
Keys
the
for
team's
for the monitor.
clarification.
Keith.
When I took this role, we finally found monitors and the like. There was only one set of keys for the old monitor.
You're talking the speed monitoring devices?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, he has the quote and I've actually another copy.
Okay.
It's like $38 because I can't get those keys cut at
Yep.
at a
At Home Depot.
Walmart or a Home Depot. They're special keys.
Sure.
So anyways,
I can, and I remember
this is
seeing
not
something,
an
but
urgent
I'll
matter,
talk to
but
them. I'll make sure I get that from them.
I just want to make sure
I see it. Yeah, and they're all traffic. They're really easy to work with too.
they agree.
there's an all traffic, quote in there. I just wanted to make sure.
That was just so that you guys could see what your renewal was for the monitoring, the software stuff for next year. That's what that was.
Yeah, do this year, next year.
It'll be, it's due in, I asked them to change it. That used to come due in
Yeah,
January, I think, and I asked them to redo it so that it aligns with the fiscal year.
Right.
So now it'll be October to September, and so they had a prorate some of the devices that you got, because you got them like in November, October, or something like
yeah,
that.
they did good.
They prorated everything, so going forward, their invoice will align with the fiscal year, so we tried to do that with all of our vendors that have contracts to get them to align, so the price doesn't change like halfway through. But I just put in there if it's more than it had been in the past.
Yeah, it said it was due by like September 30th. I was just wondering what it's gonna be. on this.
Yeah, it'll actually be October first.
October 1st.
It's in the agenda packet. It was one of the attachments under the budget item.
Yeah, they responded like that, said, oh, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're from Wisconsin, that's why. I mean,
So,
they're in Brown here. I'm like, hey. That's really my only update. I will talk to Paul about those keys that I took into, I'll ask
Okay.
him. I thought I saw something between him and them, but it could have been something else. But I'll check in with him, make sure we get that taken care of for you.
Just
Okay.
$35.76.
All right.
All right, then we have. Richard.
Anything else on this? Oh, yes. Go ahead.
No, nothing new in this. I did this for 2 reasons. One is it's the only monitor that we had recording
At that time,
because of the removing and holding and.
changing over.
But I thought was also interesting is that, over time, things are getting very consistent, good and bad. When you see 80% of the people are actually going between 26 and 30, not over 30, that's fine. And it wasn't always that way. But there are still those gangsters out there, 36 people coming through Azura Drive or passing Azura Drive on Cypress Road. 36 are going over 40 miles an hour and one over 46, 50. So there's still character out there. And then in February it was even more. But
All in all, percentage wise though,
Yeah.
anything over 35 mile an hour, I mean, 35 mile an hour and under is like 99%.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah, it's pretty
but
good.
it only takes one of those outliers to have an accident,
That's right.
cause an accident.
But it's gonna be fun to get the monitors back up on the boulevard because speeds have increased.
Without that reminder out there. Yeah, that monitor it's a good reminder on Pelican, Cypress.
What he said?
I can still take your picture.
Okay.
FBL slowed us down.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other questions on this? Jennifer, you had a
Yeah, I just wanted to give a quick update on the whole soliciting issue that we talked about in the last. meeting.
yes.
If you recall that. You may remember that at the end of that meeting, I had a concern because if it was true that you were not allowed to solicit in Pelican, like let's say there was a rule within the declaration or the bylaws or anything, that was different than what the law was. So how would we work that? Long story short, I looked in the documentation. It's very easy to find that on the website. Very easy. I looked through all of that. I couldn't find anything. I talked to Yanni. He said, there's not anything. I talked to Perry. There's not anything. So the crux of it is on Facebook. I know Facebook. People are saying it is not allowed. Very definitive statement. And nobody can find anything in our documentation. Which is good news and bad news. The good news is it's going to make all this easy because all we have to do is obey the law.
Right.
Versus trying to figure out these discrepancies. The bad news is there's a perception out there that it just isn't allowed.
Yeah.
But anyway, in terms of the law, I looked up the law. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Did your eyes crossed by the time you got to the second?
Oh,
page?
it goes on and on and on. The net out of it is it's complicated because it's not allowed unless X, Y, Z. And they have definitions of everything from what is solicitation. I mean, it's an amazing little document. If you want, I'll send you a copy, but I'm not going to go through the whole. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't need it.
The net out of it is it's complicated. And I think we need to take that into consideration when we update post orders and when we do our communication. Well, I'm sure Patricia knows. So what I'm going to recommend, and this is what I really wanted to bring up to see if you guys would agree with this. Instead of updating the post orders to say, we're going to ask everybody as they come in, because we can't expect the wiser people to understand this. And I don't know that there's a way to make it, we could work with the, Tony to say, okay, what are the 10 questions, but it's just going to take up time when you have one person there, most, for this out of season, et cetera. So what I'm proposing, and it's just a proposal, you guys can tell me if you like it or you don't. But if a vendor comes through the visitors lane stating that they plan on soliciting for additional business, inform them that they might. Now, these words would need to be couched with legal, but might need a permit through Fort Myers. It's Florida law, by the way, but it's administered by the county clerk. So you go through Fort Myers. And they should request to see a copy of the form. If they don't have a permit, tell them they can't solicit until they go through the whole process with the city. And of course, tell them that they have to stay on public roads, the stuff that they already say. And the only time I would propose having them put any kind of information in the system is if they have that conversation with someone. Just say, I had this conversation with, in whatever the
XYZ
name of this. Yeah, with XYZ company, they had a permit, they know that where they can go, where they can't go.
That way.
They
it's
don't have a
documented.
permit, yeah, just so that it's documented. No incident reports or anything like that, because if you put in an incident report, in my opinion, there's going to be a perception that there's going to be something done with it. And what are you going to do with it?
Jennifer,
Yeah.
you said, I'm kind of confused. You said
Oh, I'm sorry.
solicitation is not allowed unless,
Yeah, there are things like, yeah, oh, sorry.
but what's the,
Yeah.
to me, so it's
What's
not
the variable?
unless, what's the,
Oh,
what would be required to make to enforce the no solicitation sign on the guardhouse?
If they don't have the form filled out.
Yeah, if they don't have,
They have to
yeah,
have a permit.
they have to have
Gotta
a
have a
permit,
permit.
or they have to have gone through the process and determined they don't
Yeah.
they don't need a permit.
So if they have a permit, you can't keep them, nobody can keep them from soliciting.
Correct.
Correct,
Basically, your sign doesn't mean anything unless somebody reads it and gets deterred by it.
Yeah.
right.
There's no way to keep somebody from coming up to my door if they have a permit to solicit.
Yeah, all you can do apparently is tell them, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, you need to leave, or else you're trespassing on my property.
Because as soon as they step on, they're trespassing.
Correct me if
Yeah,
I'm
but
wrong also, Jennifer, I've read that ways you can do is have a sign.
No way an individual or group can keep them from soliciting.
Correct, especially because our roads are public. Which
Maybe if they put a
complicates it.
sign up, I don't know this part, but maybe if they put a sign up on their property, no soliciting. But there was such a feeling that,
That everybody'd have to do it.
yeah, well, it's a case by
Next to your
case basis.
doorbell,
So
and-
then we should take that no solicitation.
Probably.
down.
No?
It's a request, but
In
you
my
can't-
board,
yeah,
we just say this is no solicitation, please leave, and they do.
but it's not,
We do it every quarter.
yeah.
I know. So we've been doing it for
Okay.
25 years.
Yeah.
Now, isn't it?
I'm just telling you what I found out in my investigation.
It creates a problem.
Well, in PPCA property though, town center.
Right, but that's where the
Oh, you
whole,
said no either.
well, that's
No,
where.
what I'm saying is,
Ask the access control officer to remind the vendor that they can only stay on public roads, which includes anything except town center, Almiata Ray, and Heritage Golf
Well,
Club.
nobody is ever gonna understand that, or whoever that person is coming in. I mean, you're lucky they can find anything inside here, even if you live here sometime.
Well,
so that means even an individual HOA says no soliciting in our community. But there's private roads going through it,
Yeah.
but they'd have to have a sign. That's a legal question.
I don't know. I mean, I
A
can't
sign
answer
in
legal
our
questions.
community saying no soliciting.
I just wanted to see,
Yeah, let's not.
It's a lot of
do
research.
no solicitation.
okay.
Just leave it there.
Keep everything
It's just, it's a deterrent, and you can't really enforce it, it's more of a deterrent, sort of like your gate, I mean,
Right.
you still have to let everybody in, but you have a gate. It's kind of the same concept.
Well, the first question I have is, anybody in here ever had anybody come to their door and
Not
say,
me.
Oh, yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
With the
Oh, yeah.
Pelican, yes, with the Pelican, but I've never had.
Driveways.
I haven't had it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Neither have I. I never have either.
They're lined up.
Oh, yeah, right after Ian, I had somebody come.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, what I- From people is that when a vendor is here, the guy doing your roof, his workers may ring a few doorbells.
Yeah.
Right in the vicinity.
Power washers.
They do it power washing, the dryer vent.
Yep, canvassing the whole city.
Wow, it's stuck in this.
Yeah. Well, alternatively, we could just say, we don't want to do anything along these lines. I mean, I'm just,
See, they being broken.
My
Yeah, I think
recommendation
everything
is
fine.
we got big fish to fry.
I'm okay with
I
that.
agree.
You did a lot of
I
work
agree.
on that, Jen, but
That's okay. I don't have a problem. If it's the wrong thing to do, let's not do it.
I don't think it's wrong.
But you help clear up some things.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
think that it's worth the energy.
Okay, anything else?
Do we need to- Do we need to?
Yeah.
We discussed it.
We discussed it.
Just
and-
discuss it,
Well,
leave as is.
the decision, do we need a vote on it? No, okay,
I don't think so.
We just leave
Okay.
as is.
just
Right
leave
now.
as is, okay. And I think Ed, you're the one who actually might have brought it up to Paul.
What,
Paul told me you're the one who brought it up to him.
what's that?
This whole,
Oh,
let's get the post orders changed.
kind of both. We had heard about it, talking about it. And I, as a chair, decided to put it in to start.
Oh, okay. I was
discussion,
told
so.
that.
I think we just need to make sure that the post orders, they should ask if they have a permit and just advise them that there's no soliciting without the permit, but
I can
I
do
don't
that
even know if that's
too,
in there.
whatever we want to do.
it's up to you guys. Since it
I'm
seems to
okay
be a-
leaving it alone.
Yes. Let it as is.
Okay.
Yeah, well, here, let's
Easy.
just, what we talked of, here's what we said last time. Given recent resident reports of solicitors ringing doorbells, discussion of triple need, 1, clarification of legal guidelines, 2, update to wiser post orders, and formal notice to the community from PPAC as to protocols in place,
Right.
use of dwelling live and how to report incidents. The action was that Jennifer would do some research and we'd talk about it later. So we have
That's
done
what we
that.
did. Yeah.
and-
Discussed it.
Okay.
Okay.
Leave it as
Excellent.
is.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jay, for letting me walk that on.
You're welcome. Okay, any other, items?
One quick thing. Chelsea, what kind of government
Laura.
discount do you get?
Or
Laura,
I'm
Laura, I'm sorry.
They'll look at it.
What kind of government discount do you get for the Ford Maverick? I just looked up the price here and it seems like the same as what you quoted.
I don't know what the discount is. They have a contract and it would be whatever they contracted.
Because 28.3 for John Q. Public for a
Yeah,
Maverick.
we didn't formally solicit anything from them to see what it would cost, so
Do you guys negotiate?
we can't.
Well, I hope you
The
get a
contract
better
is-
discount than mine.
Whatever the contract price is.
Can we negotiate on behalf of Gateway and
You
then?
can't negotiate with the government contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, if there's nothing else, next meeting is May 28th, 2026 at 11 a.m.
But not be there
I will not be here.
May 28th, I'll be here.
unless you
Yeah, I'll be here.
I should be here.
Let me just confirm.
Is there anything that you want to have on the agenda that you can think of at this point? Besides the budget, that's not together. And we'll be talking about the budget all the way through your July meeting because
Yeah.
it'll get adopted before you meet in August.
Well, the bids, of course.
I'll be
Yes.
here.
I'll be back.
Okay,
Gotta get a decision then.
so bids, budget,
If there's anything else, I'll,
well, things will come up, but I can just think, at least as of now, so I can get placeholders on there so that we don't miss them for the
She said
night.
budget, what else?
And bids, the bids for your road work,
road and striping.
or at least an update if they're
Okay.
back by then. I'm assuming they'll be back by then. So we'll have updates for that.
Yeah, mill and pave and the bike lane, rest of community striping. It's,
Okay,
Okay.
okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
JP, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
11:58.